Morning guys, Lenny Reed, Dynamite Diesel. It's chilly. I'm standing in front of what we call Old Man Miller's truck because Old Man Miller used to work for us. He passed away of a heart attack. We've got the truck. It's a 1998 truck. I sold it to a good buddy of mine and he drove for a couple of years and basically it just started to fall apart. So transmission, transfer case, engine, they all got yarded out. They all got reconditioned. We put a new clutch in it. It's still got the stock pistons in it, or the stock style bowl, I should say. It's a fresh motor though, but basically this thing, all the gaskets were rotting out of it and it was starting to leak. It's a really nice truck. Miller was extremely detail driven and kept this thing spotlessly clean. But right now it has a set of injectors that were built circa 2016, 2017. I'm guessing right now they're like a stage 2. So this is a 5-hole, no pilots. It starts decent. It starts like they used to start back in 16, 17. The injection pump is a 215 pump that is balanced by H&H Diesel in Fife, Washington. This pump is very well balanced. It's a very nice running pump. SXE 363. The cylinder head, Miller liked to do a lot of porting, cylinder head porting and things like that. So it's got stock valves, but it's got good springs and it's got a cleaned up port job. There's really nothing too exceptional about this. 28 degrees outside right now. For all you guys in Canada, they're like, oh, hey, big boy, you think that's cold? Come up here. Look, nobody needs to live at minus 50, so you should come here. There's that. We'll start this thing, see what it does. So I let the heat grid cycle for one full cycle and it popped off and started pretty good. To be honest, yesterday morning I shot this video without the help of Morgan with just my cell phone, so you're never going to see it because it's pretty crappy. And this motor is so fresh that yesterday morning it actually started worse than this, and yesterday morning it was warmer than it is today. So this is actually pretty impressive because apparently me driving this thing, I probably put 100 miles on it yesterday. Apparently it helps seat the rings and get the thing tightened up a little bit, because that's actually really impressive, right? Today, there's some people that hate our patent because they can't use our patent. So they're trying to say that pilot hole injectors won't make the same power as non-pilot hole injectors, which is bullshit. We're gonna dyno it just as it is. Oh, here comes the smoke. I can see it wafting now. So we're gonna dyno this thing with a set of older, I'm guessing stage 2s, but later on in the video, I will check them on the airflow meter and see what size they really are. But we'll get a baseline with what we got. We'll throw some pilots in it, probably 2 or 3 different sets. Like I say, the timing's set to 18 degrees. This is gonna be my snowmobile hauler. So next time you see this, it'll have a sled deck on it, hopefully 2 snowmobiles, and hopefully a bag full of my riding gear in the back seat, and me driving at 75 miles an hour to go someplace where it's actually really white and really deep. All right, we'll get to work. guys, you're back with us, and unfortunately I had to duty calls. I had to go to the shop and hang out there all day long. It's slam busy, plus the extrude hone kind of got a little bit broken, so there was sort of a little bit of a eruption, and we had to go fix that. So I left.
Missed all the fun.
Yeah, I missed all the fun. So Mitch, what'd you end up doing on old man Miller's truck today?
Well, we started off with what was originally in the truck, which was what you guys saw in the cold start video. And we'll verify what size that is at a later point, probably tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow.
So we dynoed that, and it was exactly what we expected.
458?
Yeah, 458.
895 foot-pounds?
Yeah, which is exactly what the butt dyno was saying. So then we decided we would try out some different sizes. So we started with threes, stage threes.
With pilots?
With pilots.
Okay.
Yep. So these are just box right off the shelf.
Okay.
We did threes, twos, and ones.
Is that in order on
that
the
is
wall?
in order on the wall, yeah.
So you gained 1 horsepower?
Yep, 1 horsepower stage threes.
And 1 foot-pound of torque?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
So you went to whatever the hell we had in it.
Yeah.
To a stage 3 modern day technology.
Yep.
Gained 1 horsepower, 1 foot.
1 horsepower, 1 foot-pound, yep.
And then the next size was what size?
So we put a stage 2 in it after that.
And that went to 472.
Yep,
And
472.
gained like 30 foot-pounds.
That's it.
So, wait a minute, hold on, what? You went smaller? So you're telling me that our theory about punching the line in the face really hard is actually gonna hold water?
Yeah, we're coming to the conclusion that the injector size is meaning less and less to us.
The next size was what size?
That was a stage 1.
One, J-U-A and one.
1.
And it went to 494 horsepower.
Yep.
898 foot-pounds.
So we picked up a decent amount of power by being able to
98, 15 horse.
punch the injector harder.
Yeah. You and I always, because we learned our lesson a long time ago, we always start with a 024 delivery valve.
Yes.
And later on the telephone, you called me, kind of told me what was going on, and I said, yeah, why don't you go ahead and throw a couple degrees timing at it.
Yep.
And
Threw 2 degrees at it.
2 degrees, so it was 18, now it's at 20.
Yep, exactly.
And you went from 494 with stage 1s
Yes.
to 537 horsepower.
Yep.
But you picked up 114 foot-pounds of torque.
Exactly.
So, timing. What I've noticed on the dyno is if you give it too much timing, the front side of the curve will have a big fat belly in it, and the torque will drop because that's your opportunity to get the power to make it happen, right? And if you give it too much timing, it gets real lazy on the front side, the torque drops way off. But when you see a result like that, you know that this thing's, tomorrow we might want to go 2 more degrees.
I would definitely want to give it 2 more. I bet it wants it.
We're gonna find a point of diminishing returns, right?
Exactly.
And there's no real set recipe. What I've noticed is every single motor with every single cam and every single turbocharger combo, and then of course injectors are going to play into that as well, but every single engine, you can tell a customer, hey look, set it like 18, 19 degrees, it'll be safe, it'll run pretty good. But dyno tuning is usually 3 days of solid testing.
Yeah, this is day 1. I guarantee we'll have another day in it.
This thing with a single SXE, Borg Warner Genuine SXE 363, with a little T3 foot with a 0.85 A over R. This thing is, how many pounds of boost?
44 pounds.
How many pounds of drive?
I'm not measuring drive at the moment.
Oh, we didn't have drive, okay.
No, I don't have drive at the moment.
I bet that our drive's really close to 1-to-1 with this.
I would bet it is.
But we're seeing 1,700 degrees the end of the dyno pole.
She hot.
So most of the time, 3 years ago, I would have said 17's fine, like you're okay.
Yeah.
But now that we've seen like 40-pound drive pressures and 60-pound boost pressures,
yeah,
the delta there is helping the efficiency of the motor so bloody much.
That's it.
We haven't had any EGT issues at all. Now we're back to single turbocharger technology, and all of a sudden, holy smokes, like 1,700, here we are.
Well, and then all of our compounds are on T4 foot on the Manning.
Yep.
So that's a big difference.
It is a big difference. It really is. For a guy that owns a diesel injector shop and has been a 12-valve hot rodder his whole life, if I drive around on something that's less than a brand new Power Stroke or a brand new Chevrolet or a brand new Dodge, I'm gonna feel pretty stupid. So I can't do that. Ideally, if this thing made 550 and I could outrun somebody with authority,
Yeah.
Just in case that were to happen.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. But again, since this thing is going to be moving sleds, then I'm going to make sure that the EGT is something that I don't really have to worry about or babysit.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to have to mess with that.
So hopefully, now tomorrow we've got another video we've got to shoot, but hopefully we can get more tuning on this thing done, even if it's just you without camera. You can throw 22 at it, see if it cools off. It'll give you some time to play with the fuel plate. Plus, I brought you some 024 delivery valves.
Yes.
And now you can redo everything you basically did today.
Yay.
With more violence going into the injector line. And I'd be willing to bet that the power, the way that power, bigger injectors made less power, I bet tomorrow with bigger delivery valves, you don't see that.
No, I think the big delivery valve is going to help a little bit.
It's the first time we've ever seen that.
And these are little baby 181 delivery valves too, in a 215 pump.
So ideally, like you just made 537 horsepower, 20 degrees timing on a 215 pump with 181 delivery valves.
Yep.
And it was the cleanest that it ran all day long.
Oh yeah, by far.
On stage ones.
Yes.
Guys, I know that everybody says, I want to make X amount of power, and some internet engineer without a dyno or any dyno experience tells you to buy the biggest injector possible and it's going to make the most amount of power. We're not seeing it. It's the dyno doesn't show that. The pump and the turbocharger seem to be
what's dictating power output.
Yeah. And think about the injector, like as long as it's big enough, when whatever's on top of that plunger gets squeezed, after port closure, plunger continues up, that fluid has to go out the nozzle. If the nozzle is too small, then you're going to have a nozzle that chatters for a very long duration of time to evacuate all of that fluid. But as long as it's big enough, then your injection event is very, very quick, and going to a bigger one isn't really making it any quicker. It's actually decreasing the pressure in the line, which probably is actually extending it out and making it a longer injection.
Exactly.
Well, Mitch, I sure appreciate you guys' efforts today. Morgan, thank you. But I'm gonna let you guys go home for the night, and we'll kick this thing off, get it restarted in the morning, and see where we land. So,
see ya.